There's no tricks. Ooh, this love is just between. This is not. Ooh, there's no tricks. This love is just what do I have to do to let you know? Should I make your flowers grow? Should I make it rain or snow? Yeah. So many things I've done just for you. Forest green and ocean blue, just to show my love is true. Just between this is not. There's no trace. This love is so real. Just between. This is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real, yeah.
Don't you know I taught the birds to fly, hung the stars up in the sky? Can you guess the reason why? Can you take more than a passing glance? Nothing is by happenstance, yet you think it's just by chance. Just between you and me, this is not no trick. This love is so real. Between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Ocean deep, river wide, valley low and mountain high. All creation testifies of my love. Summer breeze and winter snow, autumn leaves should let you know. In the springtime, every flower's bloom. It's all for you. This love is so real. Just between you and me. This is not. There's no trick. Yeah. This love is so real. Between you and me. It's not. There's no trick. This love is so real.
Just between you and me, this is not. Oh, this love is so real. Oh, this love is
Ocean deep, river wide, valley low and mountain high.
Primo coming with shots, babe.
I know, I see
All the
that.
Hawks still in the playoffs. Man, that was dirty.
Why you got to be hating?
What's up, y'all?
Hey, everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
What's up, y'all?
Happy that you are here with us tonight. Thank you, Boyd, for noticing my Born Again shirt. What's up, Primo?
Hey, Corey.
Corey, what's the deal, man?
Hey.
Glad you're here tonight. Kim.
Hey, Kimmy.
What's up, sis? Wanda, what's
hey,
up, fam?
Wanda.
And Kesslin's here tonight, too.
Hey, Kesslin.
Jeremiah, I haven't
What's
seen you in a
up,
minute, man.
Jeremiah?
I guess you're not preaching revivals right now because the last time you was doing some kind of a youth revival or something like that. Glad you guys are here.
How y'all doing?
Everybody else is here. Let us know where you're coming from. If you're coming for the first time to Ask John and April Live, we welcome you. Glad that you are here tonight, and we're excited about tonight's subject. Excited really just to be on actually doing a show tonight because we almost didn't.
We almost did not. And last week we didn't. Hey, Siobhan.
Right. What's up, Siobhan? Good to see you.
We did not. You know, it's been getting harder and harder, honestly.
Yeah. You know what? Everybody. Okay,
but we love it so much, but it's a lot.
We have a lot of friends who started shows during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And one after the other, they're like either dropping off and not doing it at all anymore or cutting down the amount of shows they're doing. I think it's just returning back to in-person life.
Yeah.
It just makes it hard to do both things.
And on the road and everything. And
yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a whole
lot.
But
we love it so much, we don't want to give it up.
True. I'm about to pull you in some because.
Oh, thank you.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're too far away.
I
girl.
appreciate that. And we love our chimes.
Jeremiah
know?
says school's hard. Yeah, I'm sure. It's the
Oh,
same
wow.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their thing that's going on right now. Wanda says she loves the teas. Thank you, Wanda. Okay, so let's get into a couple things before we get into the actual show and what tonight is really all about. We have a boot camp coming up.
Yes, we do.
We do stuff from time to time. We actually have been running
Stuff.
We've been running our free intimacy assessment and our 30-day intimacy challenge on our website, www.justjohnandapril.com. You can go there at any point and check it out. But what we've not been doing lately is like live boot camps. And we're about to again. We have one coming up pretty soon.
Yes, guys.
You're going to want to do it.
Live boot camps. Those are the best.
I agree.
Because we get to really interact with the people.
Yes.
I mean, we interact with people even when they take 30-day intimacy challenge.
True.
Okay, we still interact with them through email and stuff like that.
Right.
DM,
But it's not quite
but
the
it's
same as
not
live.
the same as live.
Yeah.
So just get ready.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be different.
So we actually have been working on some new stuff for a little bit of time now. And so if you've done a boot camp with us before, you actually could do this one too. Because it's different from the previous one.
Right.
And if, of course, you've never done one before, you definitely want to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of fun.
So just look out for the dates that coming up.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
Of course, our chimes will always know first. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
We will let you know right here on the show. Usually.
And we gotta get them a coupon code.
Exactly.
Always.
All right. So, babe.
Yeah.
I noticed when you came in a second ago, when you left actually to use the restroom, and when you came back, you had a noticeable limp. What's up with that?
Listen, okay, so I've been gone. I just got back today. I've been gone for basically 3 days.
This is why we almost didn't have the show.
Yeah. I went to outdoor school with 30 7th graders.
Lord have mercy.
And
just in case you don't know, 7th grade is in middle school. Very important.
And they're a good group, but, it's still a lot of work. Matter of fact, the chaperones that came with us, they were like, we respect you more now than ever. How do you do this all the time?
Right.
So my feet are killing me because I walked. I mean, it was like, it was like camp. It was camping. And we walked everywhere.
Right.
And we were standing and climbing and doing all kind of obstacles and stuff like that. So I am like beat. And the allergies, okay, my eyes. So if you see me turn around coughing or... I came home and took 2 COVID tests because I was like, is this really allergies?
Both were negative. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, thank the Lord, both were negative. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. So that's why I was limping.
Boyd is saying you should let the marriage group in Trinidad know about your upcoming boot camp. That's a good idea. That's an excellent idea.
We will.
And Siobhan said 30, and she's got all kinds of emojis and prayer hands for you, saying that's a lot of 7th graders.
Yes.
So let's just look at a little footage here. Here is April on, what is this, babe?
This is, so I climbed up the wall.
Right.
And then you zip line down.
Okay. So you climbed up this to get up there in the first place.
Yes.
And one of your students recorded you. You're about to, to me, this is like bungee jumping. I don't think I would do this.
Well, I love stuff like this.
Did you? But you screamed when you did it. So
well,
did you
I
actually
always scream.
Okay.
Yeah, screaming helps. I keep telling people.
Screaming is an important part of it.
It is very important.
All right, so what's taking you so long right now? Are you scared? Are you getting up the courage?
No, the guy's telling me what, he was like, okay, jump up. He's just telling me what to do.
Wow. What's up with this little Spider-Man move right here? Wow. Do the other kids do that too? They're saying do it like they knew you were going to do that.
Well, the guy told us, he was like, if you want to do the Spider-Man move, you can do it.
That's pretty cool,
And
man.
so the kids were like, I had, like one kid did it. And then they were like, are you going to do it, Miss Nixon? And I'm always wanting to do stuff like that. So, I had to do it.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm getting old now. Should I be doing this? I really did contemplate. Should I climb up this wall with my messed up leg?
So this is the real question. This is the real question. I'm asking the chimes now. Should I get one of those things like installed in our bedroom? I mean, that looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, my
like if you just,
goodness.
if you just swung in and then went upside down like that would be great.
Your room's not big enough. Your room's not big
It
enough.
might not be.
No, it was fun though. I had a lot of fun, but I am tired as what?
You're not sore. You're so.
I'm so. But when John was like, "We doing a show tonight, babe?" I was like, "Yes." You know,
And we had to do
the
it
show.
because we missed last week, and
Yeah.
missing 2 weeks in a row is kind of a big deal. We don't want to do that,
Exactly.
even though it do be hard sometimes.
It do be hard, but
yeah. Good
Yes.
to see. Good to see you,
Hey,
Karen.
Karen.
Glad you're here tonight.
yes. All right, babe. Let's get to it.
They're going to your. They're talking about your video now. All right, so
Laughing at me.
okay, babe. Tonight's topic. This is an interesting topic because we're really talking about basically, am I too needy or are you not attentive enough? And I don't mean you, April, me, John.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
mean in
yeah.
general, right? That's the subject. And part of the reason why we came up with this, where this came from, we have a friend. Her name is Ambry. She actually introduced us to a brand new show that is coming out. I guess it just came out. The first
Yeah,
few
just came
episodes are
out.
free.
Yeah.
On Showtime. It's called Couples Therapy.
So when she told us this, I was thinking it's a show. Like
You didn't know it was like real people,
no,
like a documentary
it's real
of
people,
real couples.
of
Right.
real couples
Yes.
with a therapist,
Yes.
and they're going in.
So
And it's very interesting.
So
guys.
Ambry said she was really intrigued because I guess, it's funny, we do this all the time. So I guess to us it's no big deal. But to her, she had never seen another couple just bearing their soul to a therapist like that.
Right.
And we probably heard mostly everything, but she was appalled or maybe not appalled, but
just surprised.
she was very surprised at
yeah.
the things that they were revealing on the show.
Right. So real quick, Corey said, "Do it, John. Are you gonna do that? Would
I
you
don't.
do
I
that?
think he means put one of those things in my bedroom.
Oh, do it.
But
But
I
I'm
don't-
saying, would you jump off of there?
I think I would do. Okay, if I was at the thing with you and you did it, I would definitely do it.
Okay.
Just from a competitive
But if
standpoint.
it was
I
in
have
the
to.
bedroom, you wouldn't do it.
Well, the bedroom was actually a different reference to something else.
I know that,
acrobatic. No, I
I'm
don't want to
asking
be.
if you
I
would
don't
do
want to
it.
be on.
You
that
don't wanna
thing. No, no way.
So
Anyway, so tonight we're talking about basically the way this came up. There was a couple on the first episode where he has a job that I guess he feels he doesn't want to be necessarily bothered during the day,
Right.
and
He
his
said
wife
he's
calls him
working.
all the time.
a lot, he said,
Right.
and he said that when she calls him, she doesn't have anything really important to say.
Right. So she's like interrupting him, but with nothing important. And apparently she'll call multiple times. He'll ignore it. And then when he finally does answer the phone, he's like, what do you need? And she's like, where were you? How come you didn't answer before?
He said her tone is different, and
Exactly.
it's like, what were you doing?
Right.
And to me, that sounds a little controlling.
Agreed. So here's the
know.
point, though. What it brought up with April and I was this idea. When you're in a relationship, there's obviously give and take all the time. And there are different moods you're going to be in, different things you're going through, and all that kind of stuff. The question is, how do I know when the thing that I'm asking for is like an overboard request? Is it, how do I know if I'm being too needy? Or is this a case of you really not paying enough attention to me? You not really being there for me like I need you to be. I think there's a balance between that couples need to know, I think. And how would you determine what that is? By the way, you guys need to share this. This is the kind of episode that I think married couples especially would have conversations like this. If you're in a relationship at all, if you're dating somebody, something like that, you might have this same kind of conversation. But if you're married, I think it might be a little bit more pronounced, maybe.
I think so.
And so is that a thing? So let me just start by that, April. Let me ask you,
Okay.
do you think that's a thing? Do you think that there are couples out there that might have a needy person in the equation, but doesn't really know that they are needy?
Yeah. So I think that, when you were saying what you were saying, I was thinking, expectations. Like, are my expectations, do I have expectations that are too high?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it could be just that you have too high expectations for certain things, not necessarily that you're a needy person, but it may feel like it's needy, which it could be.
Right.
It can be interpreted as needy, but I think sometimes your expectations could be, way too high,
So unrealistic.
unrealistic expectations, and you expect me to to do these things. And I think this is what I think, because this happened with us. Now,
Okay.
we can talk about me and you.
Okay, let's
because
do
I
that.
think we've had situations where, to me, the expectations were
My expectation was too high. In a particular situation.
Yeah. And I think based on the circumstances that we're in.
So then,
Like, I think in certain situations, that particular request maybe could, it could be met if the circumstances were like this. You know what I'm saying? A, B, and C. If they were
Okay.
like this, maybe that would not be so bad.
Okay. So tell us what you mean. Like, give us an example of what you're talking about when you say,
Do you want me to tell them
I don't care.
what you requested
Tell 'em.
at one point?
Tell them. Well, listen, what's the point of this show if we're going to keep that a secret from them? You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I thought it was needy,
Okay.
or I guess.
Now hold on. Let's back
I
up.
guess I would say-
Let's back up for a second.
Okay.
Do you think I am needy in this relationship?
I do not think you're needy, but I think you have times that you're needy.
And I feel the
do.
same. I feel the exact same way about you. I would not characterize you as needy, but I would definitely say there are times, and I know the times.
Yeah.
I actually know because they
Okay.
follow a certain pattern when you're probably going to need a little bit more from me than
Yes.
you normally do.
But would you say that's needy?
Sometimes
Look at
yes.
Amp with some inserts
Sometimes.
popcorn.
People talk about, oh my, tell us what. Camila, we said hey to Camila already,
Yeah,
right?
we did. Oh, no, we didn't. Hey.
Hey, Camila, is neediness universal or is it on
Person
a
by
person by person basis? Right. So here's what I'm really saying. Okay. So the first thing, and then we're gonna get to what you actually said, right? Because I think the audience wants to know. The first thing I would say is neediness. That sounds like a relative term.
Okay.
Like I can't. I think for one person, one action might be needy, and for somebody else, it might not be.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, for
That's
instance,
true.
let's give an
but-
example.
okay,
I'll
but
give an
it's
example right
about
now.
us.
That's my
It's about
point.
this
That's my point.
relationship.
That's my point.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying I'm answering Amber's question. Is needy universal, or is it a person by person? I think it's couple
person
by
person.
couple.
It's couple by couple.
So,
Definitely.
for instance, April and I talk a lot to each other. That's just the nature of our relationship. We will text each other throughout the day, so much so that if I try to find something from 2 days ago that we talked about, I can't find it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many text messages. A regular couple who's unlike us,
like that guy,
might say they both.
he might say that
He might say we're both needy.
right.
So I'm saying I think that's relative.
I do think it's
I think
relative.
we determine what neediness is, and neediness has to do with, in my opinion, something that's over and above what you normally act like. Unless I already think you're just
Yes.
needy, and I don't.
Exactly.
Okay.
Same here.
Okay.
I like the way you said that.
Yeah. So that's
very true.
That's needy to me when you're, and to me sometimes you're more needy. And I would say, and in times of emotional depletion, stress. Yes. So if you come home from a really hard, okay, I'll give you an example. Right now, I don't think you were needy. I don't think you were needy. But
I wasn't needy acting.
Correct. You were not
Okay.
needy acting, but
Okay.
I anticipated April is coming back from 3 days and 3 nights with little kids. She's going to need something from me when she gets back. And so I'm adjusting some things about how I present to her, knowing that certain things might be a problem that weren't normally a problem because
Right.
she's in that emotional state.
Right.
So that's an adjustment that I make, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think that's actually part of marriage.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway.
That's definitely a part of marriage.
Yes.
But this is when I thought that you were really needy.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. There was and I guess you had some stress or emotional need at the time. But what your request to me was,
When was this, by the way?
When was this?
Was it a long time ago? Like, you can't remember?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay,
It
good.
was not Atlanta. So it was before that.
Before that.
Yeah.
All right. That's a long
But
time
we had
ago.
little kids and I was working full time. I want to put that in there real quick.
I can't remember what I
I
asked,
want to
man.
throw that in there.
Am I
This
okay? Am I okay
joker-
with you sharing this?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
This joker asked me. No, he didn't ask me. He said he needs me to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I never
yes, you
said
did.
that.
Yes, you did.
I never said I needed 3 meals, April. Lunch too? I have never in our relationship said that.
I need you to calm down because look, calm down
I do not remember that.
because you said to me.
I do not remember that.
Of course, you wouldn't remember that because at the time you were in a very emotional. You were very emotionally. I guess depleted.
Did I just finish
This-
like
this is
my
what you said.
radiation treatment or something?
No,
Like what?
no. This is what you said. You said.
Hold on, had I had cancer yet?
I don't remember, John.
Okay.
That's no excuse.
I'm trying to redeem myself here, man.
He trying to throw in the cancer, the
I do
ill
not
cancer.
remember that. Anyway, go
okay,
ahead.
you said you didn't even say it like that. You didn't say you would love for me to. It was like, I need you. This was kind of like that. To make me a lunch that you want to look in the refrigerator. Look in the refrigerator and see the brown paper bag.
Errol Ross just said, you're in trouble, John.
Listen, he said he wanted to see the brown paper bag with his name on it.
I don't remember.
In the refrigerator.
Chinwei said, let her talk, John.
Let me talk. Thank you, Chinwei. Okay. Hey, girl.
Lovely Rose
Okay.
says, calm down, John.
Listen, it's because it's a little embarrassing. You know, when you hear it, you think, oh my goodness, why would I request?
I maintain, I remember having a conversation.
Can you let me finish? You really
No.
haven't let me talk. You really have not let me talk.
Go ahead.
You really wanted,
I
okay, out of all of that, you really wanted the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. You really did, right?
Okay.
But you really wanted the lunch
Really?
in the refrigerator.
Lunch?
In the brown bag.
I literally don't remember this at all, babe.
And you explained to me how you wanted to be able to take the lunch to work, open it up, take the sandwich or what, like it'd be a surprise. Like he don't know. I'm serious, y'all. Don't know what it is. Take it out. And when you do that, it would make you feel so loved and make you feel so taken care of. No, John.
Why not?
I said to you, this is what I said to you. I said, those are unrealistic expectations. That's what I said. And I said, I don't mind making lunch here and there. I don't mind that. I said, but
there was no way with our kids being that
and
little,
you know what
you'd
I
be able
said
to
to
do
you?
that.
I said, I will not. And guess who told me to say that?
My mother.
Guess who told me to say?
Giovanna Ruth Nixon.
Giovanna Ruth Nixon told me to say, I will not be doing that. She did not say, well, tell him I could do it something. She said, no, tell him I cannot do that and I will not do that. And so that's exactly what I said.
So I said, dang, April, you held on to that for a long time.
Listen, I couldn't believe it, y'all. I was like, what is happening?
Okay, so
I feel like that was a needy moment that you had. And I don't know I think you were really dealing with some stress and you weren't really sharing with me because at that time you weren't really sharing. Hey, Goldie.
Go ahead, Mom.
You know, exactly. Mom hooked me up, okay? But I think you weren't really expressing to me, hey, I'm going through a difficult time.
I may not have known. If this is,
and you may not have known.
If this is early on in our relationship, it sounds like it was because I don't remember this.
Yeah.
It would have to have been a time where I was not necessarily as in touch with
I'm
my.
thinking this is Atlanta, honey.
It couldn't have been Atlanta. Ain't no way in the world.
No.
I don't remember that, April. Listen,
Okay.
Ambry says this, and I think this is a good definition. My definition of needy is when a person desires something but does not consider how it impacts the other, no matter how little or extreme the need is. What do you think about that definition?
I like that because that's really the point. When somebody is needy, they're not really thinking about how it impacts the other.
Yeah.
When they're with the request that they're because you were not thinking about how it would impact me to have to make your lunch every single day.
Right.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner really is what you wanted.
I don't remember that.
It wasn't like that. It was a moment. Like you weren't like that hasn't been like our relationship. You want breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
At the time.
Right.
And I was shocked because I was like, this has to be a joke.
Right.
Like, is he seriously wanting me to do this? Because that's not going to happen.
Right. That's hilarious. Okay, so the question then is, have you shared this yet? Because there are people who want to know that juice that April just shared just now. So let's get back to the topic, right?
Yeah.
If neediness is a every once in a while thing that we all deal with, like every couple, I would say, would agree that their husband or wife is needy at times,
right,
based on what's going on. And I think we can all probably deal with that. What if you're in a relationship with somebody that's always needy? How would you know that? How would you be able to tell that person is always needy? Or what if it's just you're not as attentive as that person needs you to be, and if you were more attentive, maybe that person wouldn't exhibit such neediness. How would you know the difference between that? You know what I'm saying? You read a little article or something earlier. I
did, but some of the things on there, I was like,
you
I don't know if it fit what we're talking about. But what I would say is, you know, I've seen, and I know you have too, seen people who are super needy.
Yeah.
And needing, and I'm going to specifically talk about needing attention. Because I think there are some couples that deal with one that is constantly needing their attention.
Okay.
So whenever the attention is, what is it?
Diverted?
Yeah, that's it. Whenever the attention, listen, y'all, I ain't been asleep for 3 days. I just need y'all to know that. So if I forget a word.
What were your whoop numbers like last night?
Terrible.
Really?
I will talk about that later.
You need to actually show it on the phone.
I will. Okay. So when a person, don't look at yours.
I won't look at it
when
right
a
now,
person is, because you're not going to listen to me right now.
I'm about to. I just want to put it
I'm
up,
being
pull it up.
needy
to
right
make
now. I
sure.
need you to listen.
You are being needy. My goodness.
When a
recovery
person
numbers weren't that
is
bad. Okay.
when a person is needing attention,
Yes.
I think constantly needing your attention, then it's like if you're ever working. It's like you're always working.
Okay.
I never, it's like, no, they don't always work.
Yeah,
They're not always
right,
working.
right.
But you want my undivided attention all the time. Like anytime I need your attention,
Yes.
if I don't get it,
Yeah.
I'm going to either throw a temper tantrum or I'm going to, not talk to you or give you the silent treatment. And then you have to go through begging for them to forgive you. I'm sorry. Seriously. No, really. I really didn't mean to do that. Da, 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 da.
Right.
Then it starts all over again. And I think that's a needy person. You're constantly I think that's emotional neediness. Someone who's emotionally needy.
Yeah.
So someone who is constantly needing you to do what they need you to do emotionally. So you need to be there for me. So I'm going to create this need in a way. I'm going to create a situation where I'm down.
So that you'll have to come to my rescue or whatever.
I am constantly going through, something at work, or I'm constantly dealing with a parent, parent issues. And I'm always having some issues that I need you to say, oh, babe, are you okay? Or, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. Come on. And you're constantly doing that because that person needs that. I mean, I've seen relationships like that.
I have too.
I don't know if I've seen I don't know if I've been exposed to a lot of marriages like that. Maybe a few.
I was going to say the same thing. I
more
see that,
dating relationships are like that.
Exactly.
Yes.
I see that in dating a lot more. But I think that's because of the way we interact with people based on what we do. That would make that the case. The marriages that we are around seem to be a little bit healthier than that. But I don't know that people always share all that stuff. We're not with them all the time. Maybe they they act a certain way at home and act differently in public. I really don't know. But a couple questions came. Loida said, does need depend on the love language?
Yes.
I would say so.
I would say that it does, because I think in John's case, that was an act of service. And he needed it so badly. It was like he went to the extreme because he hadn't been getting it, which he may not have because we had little kids.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of
my love language involves receiving something from April as an act that feels like she had to sacrifice time or energy or something like that on my behalf. And it just so happens, everybody knows this about me, that my love language is directly tied to my stomach. so like all of my acts of service are about cooking or having some kind of food or something like that. And so that must have been what was going on. As April said, I must have. And again, at this moment in our relationship, when we were talking about this, whenever this was, we were not nearly as knowledgeable about what we needed. No. We didn't know anything about love language. We didn't know anything about a lot of stuff. And so, and what we were feeling and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, a couple more. Anthony Hemphill says there's some issues that person needs to address personally if it's all the time. Yeah. So they're saying if they're doing that kind of all the time. But see, this is
the thing.
Karen says dysfunctional.
But this is the thing. What is all the time? Because it could be in a marriage, all the time doesn't have to be every day.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like all the time could be, every month we have to deal with this at some point.
But
you know what I mean?
But a monthly neediness is regular.
That's true.
And I'm just saying.
That's not monthly. That's not monthly. Every month? No.
Most of it. No. More months than not.
No. But I'm talking about a neediness like I guess it wouldn't just be once a month. It wouldn't just be once in the month.
Right. Golda says that's annoying. Ambry asked, is neediness babying? So are you asking Ambry if you're a man or woman, whatever, if they want to be babied, is that equated with neediness? And I think that has to do with your relationship. We know people. I can think of a couple right now that I could say, but I can't say them out loud, obviously. Yeah. We know a couple people that are so maternal they love babying their spouse.
Exactly.
Love. So that I don't think that spouse would ever say,
no,
he's too needy.
But I
she
also
loves
know
doing
another
that.
couple where the husband wants to be mothered.
Right.
And it annoys the wife.
Right.
And I'm saying,
I think she would describe that as needy.
As needy. That,
I agree.
That he is needy.
Yes.
Constantly needing her to baby. Yes.
Right.
It's a, you know,
Yeah,
but I
it's a baby.
think it might go to love language, but because there's some dysfunction there, because you said dysfunctional,
right.
that they can't even get to that point to be able to figure out what it is.
Correct. But what Ambry was saying, she was asking if
Neediness.
babying is neediness. I think she's asking if those two are equal.
I think it can be.
I think it can be,
for
but
certain
again, it
couples.
depends.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think it can be.
Dad's on here. What's up, Dad?
Hey, Dad.
Your attention all the time and in competition with anyone else who gets your attention, including family. So
Yes.
that sounds like you're describing something dysfunctional there.
Mm-hmm.
That probably echoes what April was saying
Yes,
earlier.
because we've seen where a particular partner is upset because when you're around the family, you are now not giving them
undivided attention.
I'm saying that is unrealistic.
It is unhealthy and needy.
it is, and
Yeah.
and there's something else. The constantly arguing. This is what the article said, and I've seen this too. Constantly arguing with you so that they can get your attention and try to influence what you think about them.
So now I'll do anything to get your attention, even start arguing.
I'm gonna keep bickering with you. Yes, because I need you to be here.
Right.
So whatever I have to do, it's almost like a child who wants attention. When kids want attention, what do? They act out.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, why would you act
some
out?
of
Why
us are
don't you?
just big
Why
kids.
don't you follow the directions? If you follow directions, we'll give you attention that way too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just not how it works. Yeah.
Very interesting. Chinway says, good point. Love language is deep. That is
Yeah.
true. Golda says monthly is okay. So clearly,
Okay.
a woman's going to agree with that.
Well, yeah. I think that monthly is different.
So, of course you would. You would. But see, think about it from the perspective of a man who never has to deal with that kind of thing. I think men's orientation in that situation is just going to be like, man, she's so needy. Could be. I think once you start realizing that this is going to be a regular part of your relationship, and when you realize that thing is also tied to your children that you had, because that was the thing that made your children able to be born.
And made you.
And made me, exactly. You start thinking a little bit differently about it.
But also,
I do think that can be, sometimes that can be a little overwhelming when yesterday, when I said that thing, it was no problem. And today, all of a sudden, it is you. And you forget, oh man, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? You don't always know that time is coming. And it's like it hits you like a ton of bricks. And your natural reaction sometimes just be like, dang, why she gotta be so needy? You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever said that during that time? Tell the truth.
In my head.
What?
Never out loud.
You've said the word needy to
No.
yourself?
Not the word needy, but an equivalent. Yes.
But I think
I'm saying the word needy for this show,
Yes.
but it's an equivalent
But I
kind of
think
thing.
it depends on how long that joint lasts. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that too.
Like
And
if you got
that was going
2
on for like
weeks-
a full week,
no,
or
like
2
a
weeks,
week
something
before,
like that. Man,
plus the week, and then
yeah.
a week. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. But
then
I
it
wouldn't
depends.
be surprised if some relationships deal with that, and that might not be a big deal to them.
Okay. Oh,
You know, it would be
no.
me.
Golda said no. I'm talking about coming up with a certain issue once a month is okay,
Oh,
but not
okay.
every other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with that too.
Yeah, I do
That's
too.
that's not too frequently. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
Kim says, "Oh my goodness, that's so annoying."
What's annoying, Kim?
Whatever,
Tell me what
we
you're
said
talking
earlier,
about.
there's some serious lag tonight. It seems like because the comments that are coming
Yeah,
in about
yeah.
what you're saying are a little bit later than usual.
That's okay. I want to know.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to know what Kim talking about.
I'm late. Define needy. Okay, Horace. So we said earlier, we actually used Ambry's definition. One of them is, my definition of needy is when a person desires something but does not consider how it impacts the other, no matter how little or extreme the need is. We would also say that needy is something that's relative. For me, neediness might look one way, but to somebody else, it might look a different way. So one of the examples we gave was April and I talk all the time during the day. We text each other regularly, and so much so that 2 days later, if we're trying to find something in an old text, it's hard to find because there's so many text messages being exchanged. A normal couple who doesn't text that much might actually say both April and I are needy, just because it's a relative term. You know, like you always need my attention. Well, we just happen to be like that, and it's fine with us. We have no issue with that. So it's not neediness to us.
So Kim was talking about being with family and your husband wants all of your attention.
Something like that, too. That's another example.
I think that is, that's too much.
Yeah.
When you're not with the family all the time, necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
You can't allow me to be with the family for 1 day, for 2 days. Why is that?
Without paying attention to you?
I'm saying I'm not going to ignore you. I do think, hey, Saba.
Hey, Saba.
I do think it is okay for us to have an expectation that you will not leave me out of things when we get with the family.
Yeah.
Okay? I think that's legitimate.
Yeah.
But for me to be the center of attention at all times in that situation, to me, that's overboard and needy.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That is a real thing. Okay, and here's another one. They're clingy, never wanting you to go out on your own or do anything that doesn't involve them. We have seen couples like this where you can't go out without there being some big thing. Where you going? Why you going? Why, and
Who you going with?
Who you going with?
What y'all gonna do?
Y'all gonna eat?
Y'all gonna eat? I don't know.
Yeah. So I think, that's really clingy. Or where you might feel smothered, where you can't go and have your own life.
Yes.
Not your own life, but your own life. Because you should have time where you can go do something that you would like to do, something on your own. You should be able to go out and be with your friends if you want to do that.
Yeah.
And I think there are some people who feel like, if I'm not going, then you don't need to go.
Right. We have to go everywhere together.
Yeah.
So Ambri's question here, though, gets us back to what we were saying on the other side of this. She says, but can a reasonable unmet need that goes unmet for a long period of time become needy purely because it's unmet? This is what I'm asking earlier. So this is what I'm saying. This is really the question that we're asking in tonight's topic. The question is, am I too needy, or are you not attentive enough? And so what I'm saying is, I think it's possible. I think it's possible. And by the way, I don't remember this incident. I don't remember saying breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I'm saying this could be an example of this. If I go a long time without my love language being met, then maybe that's why my request was so needy.
Yeah.
Maybe it was exacerbated by the fact that there's been so little done in the area of my love language that now I'm asking for way too much. So I'm saying, I wonder if in some of these cases we say our spouse is super needy when in fact it could just be that I'm not really attentive enough to that particular need. If I just paid attention a little bit to it and made sure you got some of that you needed, maybe you wouldn't be as needy. I wonder. What do you think about that? Okay,
so let's go back to the couple, but first I need to point out Golda saying you said it, John.
I said what?
You said breakfast, lunch, dinner. Stop trying
to act like I didn't say it? Yeah, okay. I said it.
He said it. So this is the thing.
I just don't remember.
Let's go back to that couple that we were talking about on the show.
Okay. On the Showtime show?
Yes, on the Showtime show.
Yes.
Couples Therapy. Y'all check it out.
New Couples Therapy
show on Showtime. He said that she called him, 100 times a day, right? Exaggerating, but she calls a bunch. He said 20 times a day, right?
She said 100 when she was exaggerating. He said 20, which probably means his number was actually accurate.
She said 100?
I thought she did.
Why would she say that?
I thought she was like over exaggerating. She was sort of saying, you don't like it when I call you 100 times a day.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
and then later on, when he was like explaining it for real, he used the number 20. And I said, oh man, maybe it's really closer to 20.
Yeah,
like maybe
it's really like 20 times.
Yeah.
Because he was like, she calls him on the train. She calls, all that stuff. And he said, when she calls, listen now, he said, when she calls, she doesn't have any, like,
it's nothing to talk about.
Important. It's nothing really important, right? She'll call to tell about her dream she had last night, like something like that. That's what he said, right?
He did say that.
And then he said, when he's ready to listen to her, she doesn't want to talk. So he's not working anymore. He's home, I guess, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And now he's like, hey, babe, how was your day? Or what do you, let's catch up. And she doesn't really want to talk about anything. So I'm saying that to me, that's a sign of either control or I don't want, I want your full attention. So when your attention is diverted with, by work or whatever, I want it. Whenever I want it, I want you to give it to me.
So when you're available and there's nothing else going on, I don't really want that.
Exactly.
What I want is your attention when something else is taking your attention.
Right. And so is it really, is that, is that him not meeting her need?
Right.
Or is it that her need is, I want to be able to get your attention at any point of the day, and that lets me know you love me.
So
you will stop. Because remember she said, CEO stop.
She did say that. And he said, I'm not a CEO. She said, I know CEOs that stop in the middle of work with no problem and take calls from their wives. And he said, well, I'm not a CEO. So let's talk about that for a quick second.
Yeah.
Let's just stay there for a second. My question is, Do you think that is an unreasonable expectation for a person to want to be able to get your attention whenever
Anytime.
they need it?
Oh, do I need to call you out again?
Don't call me out. I'm just saying it's a regular question.
I'm sorry. Is it unrealistic? Yes.
Sorry, that's not what I meant to ask. I didn't mean to ask if it was unrealistic.
You said, are you talking about the unmet?
That's not what I meant. What
Okay.
I meant to ask you was, do you think that's unreasonable? Not so the word every obviously is unreasonable, right?
Mm-hmm.
But should we have, as husband and wife,
Mm-hmm.
an expectation that for the most part, if I need to be able to get your attention, I can, no matter what it is that you're doing, because I mean that much to you. Do you think that is a reasonable
No.
expectation, or not expectation, a reasonable thought process? I don't know what you want to call it.
No, because you work. I'm saying
That's not what I mean.
No,
So, so okay, let me say this differently. I don't
think it's reasonable.
I don't mean what that lady is doing.
Okay, you're
That's not
talking
what I'm
about just in general.
In general, should a husband or wife feel good about being able to get their spouse's attention no matter what they're doing? Not necessarily every time, but maybe sometimes.
No, sometimes yes, I think that's nice. I mean, I feel good when you take my call and you're in a meeting,
Yeah.
like you did yesterday. I called you. You were in a meeting.
You're right.
You stepped away. Now you knew I was out of town, so I'm sure that made
It was today, actually.
Oh, it was today.
It was today.
That-
It wasn't
you know what I'm
because
saying?
it wasn't just because you were out of town. You don't call me in the middle of a day because you know what I'm doing.
Right.
So when you call, my assumption is that might be important. So I usually try to answer it.
Yeah.
That's
true.
different. You see, if you had a track record of calling me just to tell me about your dreams in the middle of the day, that'd be different.
Yeah.
You don't have that track record.
Okay, so I have another moment of neediness to call you out on.
Go ahead.
Primo said, "Call him out." Golda agrees with Primo, so they want to hear.
Of course, they're here for the juice. That's why they came.
And as I'm going down this list, I'm like, you might have some neediness. You might have a little neediness.
Maybe I do.
You haven't said anything about me, so I'm assuming I'm not needy.
I just don't want to call you out on the show tonight. I don't mind. I don't mind being the
Okay.
I don't remember the word you
are
call
not
it, but
you are not needy, babe. You're not
said
needy.
that already.
But there is
Yes, the juice.
there's sometimes in this particular instance, and I'll tell you, I get upset when it's done back. But you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
The phone call thing?
Yes.
Okay, so let's.
We need to ask the chimes what they think about
Let's
this.
use this as an example because I think it's perfect.
Okay.
Because I think it goes back to our different perspectives. It goes back to what Ambry just said.
Let's ask
Okay,
the
so
chimes.
go
Let's
ahead.
ask the chimes.
Go ahead.
So I'm at the store, right? Mm-hmm. And John will call me. And
Now, what store are you at? Because usually, if it's like groceries, I'm the one at the store.
John? Okay, I'm at Target.
Okay.
Okay, let's say Target.
Okay,
All right,
there you
I'm
go.
at Target, right? And John will call me, and I miss the call, okay? Because I don't have my phone's in my purse. You don't think I can see you?
I know you can see me.
My watch didn't buzz because
There's always a reason.
it's dead or something, whatever. I didn't wear it that
First
day.
of all, I think this is a great one because I think it's universal. I think most husbands on here will agree with me that when they try to call their wives, they can't get them.
Okay, let me finish.
Keep
please.
going.
Let me finish. Okay, and then I will find the phone. I will get my phone out and call back within 5 minutes, whatever, maybe less than that. And he's upset, and I'm like, he's like, I can never get my wife, and leaving messages talking about I can't see when I call. And I'm saying, you know that my phone's in my purse. You know that I don't have the ringer on. I call you back. I make sure that I check my phone to see if I missed anything. And I call you back. You weren't dying or needing me right then. And so I don't understand. I'm not saying you can't be like, babe, why you didn't answer the phone? But you get so upset.
How do you know that I'm not dying? That's what I'm saying. How do you know it wasn't like a big car accident that just happened? Like, how do you know?
If it was, what am I going to do at the grocery store? At the Target? What am I going to do at Target?
say your goodbyes to me as I'm about to die? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
What
if I'm calling you like to say my last goodbyes or something like that? Now, I could leave it on the voicemail and you could always have it, so that's good. You know what I'm saying? My last dying breath is on the voicemail, so that's great.
Realistically, that's not happening.
Clearly.
Okay.
I'm joking.
And even then, I'm just saying, like, I see the phone. I see that you called me within 5 minutes. It's not like 20 minutes goes by and then that doesn't happen. Okay. So what are you looking at?
I'm just looking at some of the comments.
Okay.
I'll let them roll.
I want to know what they think.
Well, hold on.
Because I think that's
so
what I mean.
Now let me respond.
I'm talking about how upset you get. You
Okay.
get so upset.
Let me tell you
I'm going
why.
to say the but.
Okay, go
Guys,
ahead.
they need to hear this next part.
But
I will text John.
No. You can't pivot yet.
I have to pivot.
Not yet. Wait till
Okay.
afterwards. Okay, so here's my response. My response is this goes to specifically what Amber was saying earlier. This is a repeated offense.
Unmet need.
Yeah, it's a repeated unmet need. And see, what normally happens is what normally happens
Exactly,
is
Kim.
what normally happens is when I call April. So normally we text message each other, and I only will call her if I need her in a different kind of way. And so usually it's time sensitive. And so here's what happens most of the time: I'm in the grocery store. There was something that she asked me to get that he either forgot about, or there's one more thing I want to make sure I get before I leave, something like that. And I may text and she may not respond right away, so I'll call to say, hey, what's that thing you needed again, or something like that, whatever it is. By the time she calls me back, I've already checked out and I'm on the way home. So now it's like, okay, what was the point of that? How come you couldn't just answer your phone? And then she always has, it's either, the ringer, my watch. By the way, I got the Apple Watch for her because I knew that it would ring on the watch, and it still doesn't work. So my point is, I think that's like a sore spot. That's almost
okay.
that's almost a different kind of team job. Exactly. But seriously, that's almost like a different kind of circumstance, in my opinion, simply because it's a repeated thing. So when I respond, I'm not necessarily responding to that one time. I'm responding to the last 10 times that seem to have gone that particular way. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
So you want to see some of the comments?
No, I don't want to see the comments because I want to say. Okay.
These are good.
No, because I want to say before they be like Team John and all that. You need to hear the next part.
You can do that after.
Okay.
To me, that's irrelevant
all right,
now.
Fine.
Okay. Now, Aaron said that's a big butt. Laugh out loud. Okay, Dad says, I take Giovanna's calls in the middle of meetings, but then I hate meetings. That is true,
Okay,
Dad.
that
In
is
fact,
true.
it's so funny.
You be happy when
I'll
Mom
call
calls
Dad
you.
sometimes. He'll answer the phone. I'll be like, hey, you in a meeting? He's like, yeah, man, you just saved me. Thank you. So look, I just call for like one little thing, right? And then I'm about to get off. You're like, hey, so how's everything going? Like, why are you trying to elongate? Go back to your meeting.
Right.
He hates meetings. Okay. Primo, call her out. Okay. People are laughing. All right. Chinwei says, preach. Depends on whether the interruption is not urgent, but derails the working person's progress in their craft. So Chinwei, that's never the case. It's never that. In fact, almost all the time when April doesn't answer, it's when it was a time-sensitive situation where I needed her to answer. In a normal situation, if I call her, she'll answer with no problem.
Usually those times, it's really not that deep.
You're right. But I'm saying, I'm looking at the last 20 of them. That's why I'm responding like that.
I'm just saying, they never really
First of all, I don't
deep.
remember the last time I responded like that. Abdel says targets her happy
That's
place,
because
by
I'm
the way.
answering my phone.
Abdel says targets her happy place and leave her alone. Like don't call me.
Target is my happy place as well.
Is that what you're saying? Like, you're bothered by my call? Is that what you're saying? And Kim says, yes, April,
because I know it happens to her too.
I'm sure it does.
Yes.
And then Lovely Rose says, nah, I answer. I get upset when I'm not answered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that. So finish shopping and meet him at the hospital. Right, exactly.
I'm saying, Horace.
But I'm saying that's whack.
I will be there.
Yeah, but that's whack.
John, that's dramatic is what it is.
I'm not doing anything dramatic. I'm just saying, babe, how come you can't answer your phone?
Stop. Guys, if he said, babe, how come you can't answer your phone, I wouldn't even be talking about this right now. John doesn't do that. He'd be so upset.
No, I don't. I make a joke.
Why you can't answer the phone? Why you
I'd be saying something real sarcastic and you don't like that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not upset.
But you will be upset for that moment.
Karen
you don't stay upset.
Karen says, I don't like to be called at Target. So same thing.
See? Team April, okay? Team April, all right?
Teshoy's Team John.
We're skipping Teshoy's comment.
April does no wrong. I believe you, John.
I don't believe you,
John.
See, he over here not reading it right.
Dang.
Thank you, Goldie.
That's because you go back. You guys go way back to high school and stuff. Bottom line, when I call, I want an answer close to immediately. Pick up or text. And
Wow.
see,
that's controlling.
I don't think it is. I don't think that. See, I don't think I'm that
it
unreasonable. I think the times when I need you to answer are times that you agree it would have been good if you had answered at that time. So it's not like I'm like.
Usually, I'm like, it's not that deep.
Okay. Except what ends up happening, and here's the other problem. What ends up happening is whatever it was that she needed me to get that she forgot or that I didn't
rare.
get. It's not rare. I got to be the one to go back out and get it.
That's rare.
It's
Don't
not
even
rare.
lie. That's rare.
Okay. Arrow says, John, all the men feel you. Exactly. Jim would say, but it's true. Some of us aren't connected to the phone.
Exactly.
Team April.
Thank you,
she's
Chinway.
not connected to the phone when it's me. But if it's Kim.
No, that's not true. That's not
When's
true.
the last time you missed a phone
I
call
miss
from
Kim's
Kim?
calls.
That's a
That
lie.
is not a lie.
You was a lie.
Okay, so how do I hear her calls and not?
Wanda says, I am so guilty. You know what? I love it when Wanda just admits. You know what I'm saying? I wish April would just say, I'm so guilty.
I didn't say I didn't do that. I said I don't answer.
Okay, now you can say what you want to say. She said, but if y'all don't answer the phone, y'all excuse it.
Thank you. So let's go to that. Let's go to that.
Hold on. As a teacher, if Steve calls me during the school day, my heart races thinking tragedies.
Now, if John, now you tell the truth.
When I call April during the day, she answers.
Y'all,
That's what I'm saying.
I will call.
If I call her at work, she answers with no problem.
I will pick up while I'm teaching.
Yes.
And I'll be like,
Yes.
hold up, y'all.
Right.
Because I know it must be important because he's calling me at work.
I think that's part of it, but I think the other part is there's a certain level of attention that you have at school that you can actually pick up my phone. What it feels like in other situations is you're preoccupied with something else. That's why you weren't able to actually answer when it's at the end of the day or something
cannot
like
answer.
like your phone is out, you can see it, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not just missing calls in that situation.
My
so
phone
that's
is
a little
not
bit
in my
different.
purse.
Correct.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really the difference there. Exactly. Not that deep to you.
Okay,
you know
let's get to my part.
And
then we'll
Arrow
see
says
what
repeat offenders get called out. You know what I'm saying? Wife used to call my cell, then office phone. I used to have a heart attack, and it wasn't an emergency.
Oh my goodness.
Golda says that's controller. Give her an hour. She's busy.
Exactly.
I don't think it's that kind of thing. I just went to the grocery store for the family, and I went usually on April's errand. So I'm going for whatever you sent me to go get, and then when I need clarity on the stuff you just told me to get, you don't answer. That's what I'm talking about.
That does not happen all the time. You
But
make it like every time.
that's the time when it's an issue. You know what I'm saying?
No, but sometimes I'm home and you'll be out and same thing.
Right.
But you'll call. But I'm saying anyway. Yeah.
If you can respond, I kind of do expect a response or answer. But if you're busy, it's no issue. Yeah, and if April said to me, "So sorry,
what?
I ended up on a important phone call from a parent," I would have been like, "Okay."
That's
but what
different.
This is my point.
I can't say I was on an aisle that I was really into.
No, my point is this. My point is this. When you tell me you didn't answer, normally it's like my phone didn't ring. Or I didn't hear my watch or something like that. And I'm like, girl, that is so bogus.
That's not.
I don't mind you being too busy to answer.
Can I please tell my part? Can I please tell my part?
Hold on, let's get a few more. Braun says,
Hey, Braun.
I do want my wife to pick up and answer, but I am horrible at picking up my phone, so I have no case. That is true, Braun. You are pretty horrible.
I'm about to get to that. I'm about to get to that.
See, April is not validating John's feelings. Team John. You know
Okay, first of all, you need to wait until I tell my part. And Braun, thank you for being honest. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, that's what I'm saying, Errol. I do.
Wait a second. Question, April. Do you return the call? Yes, she does.
Immediately.
No, not immediately.
Within 5 minutes.
Not usually. But here's the thing. Let me tell you why it's not usually 5 minutes. Because usually by the time she responds, I'm like already out of the store.
Yes, John, but
so
that's in 5 minutes.
If it was within, okay.
Do you know how fast you walk through Sam's?
No, you know what I do sometimes? listen to this, Errol. What I do sometimes is if I call her and don't get her, you know what I do? Because I don't want to get frustrated, I just walk around the store. So now I'm walking around aimlessly around the store, hoping she'll call me back because I don't want to go home. It's not that rare. You don't realize. I don't tell you. I don't want to go home and have to come back out to get the thing that she wanted me to get that she forgot or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I like what Dad's doing right now because Dad just says team. He's waiting to say Team April. He's waiting on my part. He's waiting on me to tell my part so that he can say Team April.
Dad says, I texted her from the store once when we were visiting to see if she needed anything, and she answered right away. Team April.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you. Oh my good. You know what?
Go ahead. Tell her what you tell your other part. Now this part is a little,
Of course, because it's so I need y'all to know. I need y'all to know that when I text my husband, and usually if I'm texting John, my stuff is way more important than the grocery store. Like I be needing like, I'd be like, what's your license number?
Right.
Because I need to get this thing done. Like, what's your license? Please send me a picture of your license because I'm trying to handle business because
Right,
I'll be taking care of home business at work, right?
Right.
He will not respond. Literally ghosted. I will be, and it will take a lot. John doesn't. It's not 5 minutes.
Usually, what happens is she'll have to actually call me in order to get me to see it because I missed the text.
Like if John is ever on the phone, he will not text me, and he's on the phone with headphones. And I'm like, so why can't you see that I'm texting you? Like, I don't understand. He does not text me back, and I'm a texter, so I'm not gonna call you. I'm gonna text you. John does not respond.
Hold on.
No, you have talked enough. Let me say my part.
Guilty.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Keep saying your part. You can keep going. I just want to admit, you're right. That definitely happened.
And so the question here is, when it's you, we about to change from neediness to
controlling.
No.
Oh,
to
what?
a double standard.
Oh.
Okay, because when I don't answer, it's this big deal. Here comes the sarcasm. But then when he doesn't text me back, he don't even give me no excuse. He just be like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see that."
That's not true. I usually be like, I was on the phone.
And I'm like, that's no excuse. That's really no excuse. I'm on the phone. At least my phone is in my purse. You're on the phone, and you can't be on the phone and text at the same
Listen,
time.
I actually have no excuse. In this
I see, and I don't get it, y'all.
Honestly,
Explain
you know what
that
it
to
is?
me. It's quiet. Look, everybody, quiet, quiet.
And they'll start chiming in soon. They're just getting it late. You know what I'm saying? See, if so, I'll repeat. You're in trouble, John. That's Errol.
So it needs to be Team April now because
so here's the point.
Because what I am, let me say, what I am is understanding. So when John does not text me back, I'm not giving the sarcastic comments. I'm not doing all that. I just say, "Oh man," or
that
"Hey,
used to be true.
But or now
here lately, you've been coming with the sarcasm as well. You know
no,
what I'm
here
saying?
lately I've been saying, don't get upset when I don't answer my phone.
To show he's disappointed. Come on, John. I was on your team.
Exactly. And he said he's guilty because he can't.
Oh man, no, seriously. When it happens, it's been especially lately. So let me ask you a question and answer this.
Golden said I'm trying to be Team John. I can't.
So can you answer the question honestly, real quick?
Okay.
Did I miss any texts at all during my sabbatical for 3 months? That was too long. The answer is no, and you know it.
From me?
When you would text me during my sabbatical, during those 3 months off, I responded to every text. You said it already. Do not be. Don't be trying to do that. Hold on.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay,
When we noticed I was back to work, was when I started missing your texts again.
That's true.
Because I was so preoccupied with what's going on at work. That's basically what happened.
Now, don't try to turn this.
Babe, that's what it was. I'm just.
And make it like the only time you don't respond to my text when you're at work.
It.
I didn't say that.
You said I could tell you're back. The sabbatical's over because now you're missing my text again. I can go back if I can find the text from 3 months ago, whatever it was.
You can't.
From 3
yes,
weeks
but it
ago.
wasn't because you were at work. Sometimes you just be on the phone
No.
with Braun. Okay, and you don't respond to my text. You be on the phone with Paul. You don't respond to his text. So that's just the point. And you're always on the phone. You're a phone guy. I'm a text girl. So
right.
That's just the way it is.
It's true.
Anyway, this is real, Camille. This is real. And it
is real. And so
this is the kind of stuff that actually can turn, right? It really
Agreed.
can. This can turn.
But here's the point, though. Just to wrap up and to give you the topic one more time. I think it's all about perspective. Am I too needy or am I not attentive enough? I think there are some couples where the person's neediness might be attached to the other person's inattentiveness. And so maybe I go overboard in a particular instance where it seems like, wow, he's being so needy about this because attention has not been paid in this particular arena enough times to make it so that it's built up. So I think it can be both things. I don't think either one of us is actually needy in general, but we both display levels of neediness from time to time.
So this is the point, I think, and we can always say that this is the answer. This is the answer to every problem in relationships.
Every.
Okay. Do you know what I'm about to say?
I think so.
Okay. I think that you have to communicate earlier.
I agree.
We communicate too late.
Premature communication.
Seriously. Where if you had said to me earlier on, let's say the first phone call that I missed of yours, say, you know what, babe, I know this seems like it's not that deep, but I really, really, really need you to answer the phone when I call you. That's just something that I need from you.
Right.
And then I can say to you, Well,
I can't get every call,
babe, I may not get every call, but I need you to know that I'm going to try and I'm never ignoring you. And so now you know.
And if I don't answer the phone, it's not because I just don't think you're important.
Exactly.
You know, something like that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or, babe, I really want to answer every text.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if I were to tell you, when I text you and you don't text me back within whatever, it makes me feel like you're ignoring me. And sometimes I have important things that I want you to to handle
or important things I'm trying to handle that you have the keys to, basically.
Exactly.
And you holding the progress.
I need you to respond. I need you to respond faster.
Right.
That's something I need from you.
Right.
And then you can say, hey, I can do that, but sometimes when I'm taking phone calls from work, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think when you do that ahead of time, then I can have my expectations. Like, okay, if he doesn't, I know he's not just ignoring me. Because, see, this is what happens with John, y'all. He won't respond to my text, but then I see him responding to our group text with other. And then I'm like, okay, you've responded to 5 group texts.
Do you know why?
And I'm sitting here waiting on you to respond to me. Like, I don't understand. So then that really frustrates me.
I know the answer
that
to that
really
one.
frustrates
me. You want me
me.
to tell you what it is?
Yes, because I'm at the top now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
ever since you could
make
make a
favorites
person,
at the top.
Yeah, it's not a favorite.
Yeah.
They call it pinning.
Yeah,
Ever since you could pin someone. So what happens is I don't have any notifications. Like I don't have it where it taps me all the time. Right? Like I don't have anything on my phone so that it makes a noise. I make it so that it taps my Apple Watch will tap me when I get a text. Well, sometimes it doesn't do it when I have the text messages already open. And so if I see a blue dot, that's right here. And if I have it scrolled up like this, April's thing is not there. So I don't actually see that she texted me, even though I'm getting text down here. That's the reason why.
Okay.
That's not a good excuse.
Let me just say this.
But I'm just saying that's my reason.
Let me say what I do. And Golda, you said, Team April, I'm done. Thank you. And you're going to be done even more when I say this. You're going to be done even more when I say this. I always scroll down and look at your face.
Just to make sure you
Just
didn't
to
miss
make
anything.
sure.
And I've been doing that lately too. Same exact thing.
Because it's important
I've been doing the same
for me.
thing.
Listen to me.
Once you told me that it was important to you,
it is
I started
important
doing
for me to get your text.
Right.
To make sure
Right.
that I can see that you texted me because...
People say, well, I tried. Teacher, well, I tried. Team April.
Exactly. Someone, no, John. John failed. You got to scroll up and see the picture.
We might as well go ahead and just, you know what I'm saying, put this thing up right now. You know what I'm saying?
You got to scroll up.
Y'all go ahead and just let us know. You're right. You know what?
You got to
You're
scroll
right.
up to see your wife at... Come
Babe,
on.
I do it now.
No.
I do it now all the time.
Okay.
When's the last time I didn't check your text?
You've been doing good, babe.
Exactly.
You've been doing better.
It's been
You've been
like
doing better.
3 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
You've
Like
been
that first week when
That
I
first
came
week you
back
got back
from,
was bad.
and you
Really
said,
bad.
well, it's obvious you're down your spectrum. I was like, oh man, what am I doing? And you were like, you're not answering your text. I was like, oh shoot. So I started being really way more. Oh, Daria said, girl, you better answer that phone.
What up, Benny's son?
Amber said, this is good. Clear, honest communication saves lives. Tiff Tay says, I'm guilty of...
Tiff.
Hey, Tiffany. I'm guilty of waiting until I'm frustrated to finally say something, and I fully support this thought. That's the point. Premature communication.
Yes. That I'm telling you, that's simple. And then it puts an expectation there. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is what they want. That's easy. So then it moves where it ends up not being needy. Later it becomes needy. So you're right. Unmet expectations could be that it turns into a neediness.
Correct. It could come across that way.
It could come across as needy
Definitely.
when it really isn't. It's just that you don't do it. But then I never communicated.
Right.
I never said to you, hey, I really need this from you.
Right.
And why I need it from you. You know what I'm
Horace
saying?
says, sorry, bruh. Team April. Horace, listen, man. Ain't no love lost tonight, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. I might be Team April tonight. You know what I'm
Thanks,
saying?
Golda.
Camille, Team April all the way. Braun, I'm Team Japril on this one. Yes, I'm riding the fence.
Oh my
Siobhan says
goodness.
Team April. Camille says truly fun for real. I'm glad you had fun. We had fun with it too. You know what I'm saying? I think you both have valid points. Team both, Wanda. You know, Wanda just loves
so
us both.
Sweet.
You know what I'm
I just
saying?
love Wanda. She is so sweet. Every time.
Tamaria says every time you open the phone, check for text. Maybe I do. That's what I do now.
You
That
got to
was good
scroll
before.
all the way down. You got to
Jeremiah said team just answer. Donna says Team April.
know
No better, do better, John. Errol says Team John. I'm surprised actually.
Well, Errol,
he flipped it. 'cause he
Errol
was-
knows he really had a connection with you with the phone call.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, both important points. Kim, of course, Team April.
Yay, Kimmy.
Dad said preemptive communication. That might be
Yes, I
better.
like that.
I like the word premature because it sounds like something else. Premature communication sounds like... Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is... I saw something Donna put up earlier. I want to actually say this. She says, is it being needy or asking for your partner to be
considerate?
I don't think that's a needy I see what you're saying. Is that being needy or asking your partner to be considerate? Yes, I think there are times when you're asking your partner to be considerate. But, Donna, I think that in a time that I'm emotionally wounded about a particular thing, and it happens over and over again, when I express my need, it may come out as needy.
Which is what happened when you asked me to make your lunch every day.
There you go.
It had turned into a neediness, a needy sound.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
When it really was that I hadn't been meeting your expectations because I had them 2 kids, honey, and that full-time job.
Amber said her takeaway is call Target Intercom, not April's phone.
Target Intercom.
Donnell, what's up? Says you're going to learn today.
Hey.
Pedal says, I know I'm late, but Team April on what I heard.
Yay.
Pedal, you can't be coming at the last 5 minutes and then going
yes,
Team
she
April.
Yes, she can.
April Nixon, pick up the phone. Team John. Thank you, Primo. And Abdel's Team April as well.
Yes.
Karen's laughing at that. Yo, man, I'm not gonna lie. These conversations that we have are partially discussed before the show, and then partially not. We got into a bunch of stuff tonight that we didn't plan to talk about specifically with our own situations, but I think you're helping us, and hopefully we're also helping you.
No, it really does help because it's like, okay, you know what? I do need to answer my phone, babe. I need to do better.
We both know that.
I do. I don't know. I got to figure out how to be in the store and pay attention to something else. Like, be ready to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when I'm in the store, I'm like, and you know, it's hard for me. First of all, grocery shopping is just, I can't answer any phone calls or text messages while grocery shopping.
You don't grocery shop.
I'm saying if I have to.
Right.
But if I'm in Target or something like that, I can't pay it. You know,
You just said I'm probably on the phone with Primo, Miss April's text.
John be on the phone with Primo, exactly. Missing my text messages.
So a lot of times when I miss your text, I'm on the phone in like the store with my AirPods on and my phone in my pocket.
But see,
or something.
it seemed like you would get a beep or something.
Right. I don't.
Yeah,
That's
you
bad.
gotta fix that.
You're right.
And I need to fix it where maybe I should have my headphones on, and I just leave them on. I'd be like them people that walk around with their headphones on.
Please do not do that.
Nah, you want me to do that because I got to get my calls.
I do not want.
I
don't
mean,
like the way
you
that
know.
works. Anyway, y'all, we'll be back next week. We're assuming. We think we'll be back next week. If
I
nothing
think we
goes
will.
wrong, we think
we're good
we'll
next
think
week,
we'll be back next week.
right?
What is? Let me just look at the calendar right
Listen,
now.
it's like our kids. Our kids have run our
actual
lives.
Yeah.
And so there's like spring concerts coming up.
Oh.
We got something Wednesday?
I do.
What?
John and I are going to a Yankees-Orioles game next week.
Oh, that's what Ari
It's from
told
7
me.
to 10. So we actually won't be here next week.
Well, then we need to go live on IG next week.
Okay. We'll go live on IG on like Tuesday
Maybe
or
like-
Thursday or something like that next week. That's a
Yeah,
good idea.
that's what we'll do.
So y'all catch us there. So
Yeah, catch
if
us on
you're
IG
not
next week.
already following us on our social media, wherever, just look for Just John and April everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. On Instagram, you'll see some funny reels that we post twice a day during the week. So we got 10 of them that you can look at usually. Well, anyway, they're funny, I think. Maybe you don't think they're funny.
Don't be announcing that, babe.
You're right. But do that. So follow us there if you're not following us already. And remember, we do have a boot camp coming up.
Got a boot camp coming up, y'all.
I wanted to give you a date. April told me not to.
We don't have the date set, so we're just telling you to look out for it because
Yeah.
it's coming. So
Yeah.
just get yourselves ready because it's
And
gonna be a live
and
boot
it's new
camp.
material. We're going to be dealing with
I don't even
stuff
know if it's a
like-
boot camp.
We might not even call it that. That's true.
I think we have another name for
We
it
might
because
have
this is
another
something new.
We're going to be talking about like the obligation sex message. We're going to be talking about the orgasm gap. We're going to be talking about being able to please your spouse every time. Is that even possible? And should that be your goal? Yes, by the way. The answer is yes. So stuff like that. And so this is kind of new from what we've been doing in the past. And so even if you've done one of our boot camps before or done one of our challenges, you'll want this. So anyway, so just look out for that. It'll be coming up soon.
Yep.
We'll see y'all next week, but on IG. All right. So
Yeah.
so check us out.
So check us out on IG.
on Instagram next week.
We don't know what date yet, but we'll post it.
Yeah, either Tuesday or
Will we
Thursday.
announce it, babe?
Yes,
You sure
we
you
will.
want to do that? I think we can.
We'll announce it
Yeah, we'll announce
beforehand. So just watch our stuff.
Love y'all.
All right, y'all.
Have
See
a
y'all
good
next
night.
week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.